So it's me, your little boy, K. Samson. So I have this video to give us. I have already posted the part one of it, because I don't want it to look so long. You know what I'm saying? So if you have not watched the part two, the part one, please kindly go and do it and watch it. So reasons why God make us choosing ones uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Why he make life uncomfortable. One is because he is trying that means to prepare a table ahead of us. You know, I have said a lot in part one. That's why I said if you have not watched it, kindly go and watch it. The reason why God make life uncomfortable sometimes for us choosing ones, because he know the thought he has for us. He know the plans he has for us. He know what he is up to that we are not aware of. He knows what we are going to become that we are not aware of. So the reason why God make life uncomfortable for us as a chosen ones, because he want to use that means to build you, so that when you get to that place, you will be able to handle it. Because believe me, success don't bring out the best in you. No matter whom you are on earth, no man on earth that discovered the best in him with success. It is the pain, that the unconducive, uncomfortable, that bring out the best in each of us. So God allow us to become uncomfortable in order for him to bring out the best that he have deposited in us, because he know that he have prepared the table for us. So if he refuse to prepare us for better tomorrow, we won't be able to do what, to hold it on. Because believe me, the reason why kings and queens, they always want their children to be strong, so that they can be able to do when they are not there. I've sent them. So another reason why God want he do what? He make life uncomfortable for us as a choosing, is because he know that will bring out the best in us. That will bring out the greatness in us. You know, let me tell you the lesson I learned. The greatest lesson I learned from my dad and my mom. You know, when I was a kid, I've said this in the other video, part one of it. When I was a kid, I used to play rough. I don't value things, because my mom, before I come back from school, the food is ready. Before I come back from playing ground, food is ready. But it came to a point where my mom and my dad, they made a decision that I will always be available whenever they are cooking or whenever they are going farm. I will not by any means escape it. If I escape it, there will not be food for me. My dad don't beat me. My dad don't curse me. My mom have never laid his hand on me. My dad have never cursed me one day. But the only thing he used to punish me, that if I messed up or I disobeyed them, either by not doing the domestic work, I will not eat meat, or he will prevent me from eating what I love, which is the head of fish. You know what I'm saying? They will share it in my present, and they will give me nothing. And that hurt me so much. They know that hurt me. So you get to a point where that my dad start to use this thing to treat me. And today, I am proud of who I am. And I'm proud of the fact that I have a father who refused to allow me to become lazy. Because, you know, when I arrived here, many of my friends used to tell me, you are too small, you can't walk. But it get to a point where they ask us to go and do farm work in my former place. All of them, if you see them, tall like Goliath. So when they entered, they were working, and some of them were looking at me. They said I can't do the work. But when they entered, due to that place, the more you do, the more they pay. So many of them collect 40 euro, but that day I collect 120 euro, and all of them were shocked. the way I rush the work. And not that I do the work to the end, because I do the work. I start around 5 o'clock and I end it around 10 o'clock. And what I do was even much more than what many of them do till 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, and all of them were shocked. Why? Because my parents have already given me that urge of hunger, that urge of hunting, that urge of testing for what? For greater. So why is it that God allowed life to teach us a lesson? Why is it that God, the reason why God allowed this life to teach us a lesson, or he make life become unconducive, because he wants us to come to that point where we will say no to what we don't like, and we will be able to do that thing that will please him, because God wants us to be successful. God don't want us to be a loser or a failure, because he knows that when you hit the rock today, tomorrow you will smart it. When you hit this rock today, tomorrow you will break it. So that is why God wants us to become uncomfortable, so that we will learn, be strong, and be courageous and be vibrant. So the reason why God keep allowing some certain things to come into our life, because he wants us, as I've said in the earlier video, he wants to bring out the best from the best in us. He wants to bring out the greatness from the greater greatness in us. He wants us to be greater every day. He don't want us to be great today, tomorrow less greater, but he wants us to be greater every day. So that people will see it and say, this is the handwork of God. So that when he blessed you, you will not diminish the blessing, because you have no value about it. So the reason why God make life uncomfortable for us as a chosen one, so that when the blessing arrive, we will know how to hold it. Because what you don't have value for is what you can't keep, and it's what you can't maintain. Look at it. If by venture now, I don't have value for what this thing that I'm just wearing, I can easily do or destroy it. If it don't have meaning, if I don't like putting it on, if by venture I don't like my dread, I will easily say, or maybe people will tell me, because I can recall I have a lot of friends who used to tell me, your dread, we don't like it, Christian don't do dread, or etc. and all those stuff. If I don't love it, or if I'm not impressed or happy with what I do for myself, I will easily get their advice and do it and cut it off. So because God truly wants you to do what? To understand the value of what he is about to give you, he will first of all make you to go through the hair. He will first of all want you to go through the pain, so that you will be able to handle the blessing when they arrive, so that you will not neglect it, so that you will have value. Because the truth is this, I tell one of my friends, I said, listen, it will be very rich for you to do what? To see what you will use money to do, because I have fully come to figure out that you are that guy who don't have value for money. Because he tell me what he said, money is ordinary paper. So as long as you call money ordinary paper, you made that word ordinary, that means you don't know the value of money. So when you don't know the value of money, you will not do what? You will not respect the time you used to get it, because you have no idea. Yes, you have passed the pain, but you have no idea what money can create and change. So God wants us to be uncomfortable, because he wants us to know the value of what he will bring, or what he will give to us, or what will come out from us in future to come. That is why sometimes when you remember the struggle, when you remember the betrayed, when you remember how many times you are being rejected, when opportunity come again, you look at it and say, no, I will never let this one go. That is why sometimes when you remember how many times you waste your money, when you remember what you're supposed to use the money you wasted in your years, when you remember where you're supposed to be if you will have invested that money, when you remember it, when or not that money morning arrives, you will know how to hold it. So God allow us to be uncomfortable because He wants to use that means to bring out the best in us when He bless us. Because any child you teach not how to hold what something tangible, any child that have no value, if peradventure your father is rich, your mother is rich, and they don't teach you how they get the money, they don't teach you how to fish, they only give you fish to eat. You got to understand that if peradventure they live on this planet Earth, within 3 years, no matter how rich they are, that money will be lavished. That is why most of rich people who have wisdom, they don't teach their children. They don't give their children money only. They teach them how to hunt. I tell one of my master daughter one day, when she was paying us, I tell her, I love what your dad does. He said, what is that? I said, your dad is a very strong man, a hard-working man, very rich. He said, no, my dad is not rich. If my dad is rich, he will have not allowed me to be working. I said, your dad is rich. You are pretending, you know it. The reason why your father allow you to be working under him, so that you will know where he have gone. You know this, so that you will understand the suffering he have already passed through to get where he is today. So that when he is no more, you will not do what? Lavish his money. You will not lavish his name. You will not destroy his name. You will not destroy his what? His potential. You will not destroy the legacy he keep. So that when he leave, when he turn back, when his spirit look back and see what you are doing, he will be what? Impressed. And she was shocked. So God make life unconducive for us because He wants us to be what? To be fruitful. The Bible says in the book of Genesis, He said He wants us to be fruitful, multiplied in all angles. So God make life to become what? Unconducive in order for you to be fruitful. So that when He look at you, He say, yes, this is my son with whom I am well pleased. Remain blessed. May God bless you.